Gun, the marksman item you need to know. Hey guys, what's up? Today we're diving into Malefic Gun, the newest item designed specifically for our gold laner players. We'll be testing it on every marksman in the game to see how it performs so you can decide if it's worth adding to your build. First up, let's see how it works. So it gives 45 physical attack, 25% attack speed, and 15% lifesteal. Perfect for those attack speed heroes. Then it has two unique passives. First one is Malefic Energy, and it increases your basic attack range by 15% for 3 seconds. This yellow indicator is your increased range, and this only activates when your skill actually damages an enemy. Using a buff skill like Moskow's first skill will not trigger Malefic Energy because it does not deal damage. And it also has a cooldown of 6 seconds, which is short because it starts counting upon activation. That means you only have to wait for 3 seconds before it reactivates. And then we have the second unique passive, which is called Zeal. It gives 15% movement speed whenever you do basic attacks. It's perfect for repositioning or chasing a kill. Alright, now that we've broken down how Malefic Gun works, let's see it in action. We're going to start with the marksman who should theoretically get the biggest boost. And at the top of our list is Nerf Wanwan. Wanwan. Aside from improving her range, she can also trigger Malefic Energy simply by hitting weakness points. It means she doesn't need to use a skill because her passive is considered skill damage. AC activation, right? The only downside is the unique passive Zeal. Players usually move simply by doing basic attacks, which means they do not rely on movement speed. So that means the juicy movement speed bonus from Zeal is wasted. Next is Carry. Similar to Wanwan, Carry's passive is considered skill damage, which means she can easily proc the extra range of Malefic Gun. No need to use skills when you trigger her true damage. And since her ultimate lasts for 10 seconds, she can activate Malefic Energy for 2 times. This time, Zeal is useful for added movement speed while attacking. Next on our list is the owner of Malefic Gun, and that's Layla. Basically, her first skill is the copycat of Malefic Gun, and if you combine it, Layla's already long range becomes longer. At this rate, she can hit the tower from this distance. Next is Nathan. Normally, his 2-1 combo will require him to move a bit near to his target before starting his basic attacks. But with Malefic Gun's extra range, the downtime between attacks is lessened. This means you can start your basic attack earlier compared before. However, take note that Malefic Gun has physical attack. It benefits him, but not as good as magic power stats. Next is Brody. After skill 1, he usually needs to move toward the target to land his basic attack. But if he uses Malefic Gun, you can attack right where you are. As you can see, I didn't move after my skill 1, but I was able to reach Layla with basic attacks. It's good for poking enemies. The only problem is the attack speed stat from Malefic Gun, which Brody doesn't need much. Next is Anabi, where she can extend her bouncing basic attacks. Activating it is also easy, since she usually uses skills before basic attacks. Normally, second or ultimate is used at the start and then followed up by basic attacks. But using first skill will not trigger the extra range because it doesn't deal damage. Another marksman that can benefit from Malefic Gun is Irrital. Her combo practically activates the extended range on its own, but the real kicker is Zeal's movement speed bonus. As long as Irrital's firing off those basic attacks, she's getting a sweet 15% movement speed boost. And as you all know, movement plays a big factor in her game style because of her ability to attack while moving. Now, I know Yi Shen isn't a gold laner, but hear me out. His skill-heavy combos make it super easy to trigger the range increase. And that Zeal passive, it's perfect for his back and forth attack style. Basically, he gains more mobility while attacking. With Popol, it means you don't have to expose yourself too much after using first skill. Plus, Zeal helps Popol chase down enemies while Koopa takes the lead. Roger in human form gets a nice poking boost from the extra range. Meanwhile, wolf form is mainly about the movement speed. That 15% movement speed boost is for chasing targets while attacking. The only catch, you might have to get a little creative with your item build to fit Malefic Gun in. Next, we have Miya. The added range is great for keeping her distance, and triggering Malefic Energy is easy since she often starts her combo with her second skill. And with Zeal in the mix, her attack while moving tactics becomes even more deadly. Next is Moskov, where the extended range is perfect for his second skill. As you all know, Moskov likes to push enemies with his second skill, and with the use of Malefic Gun, he can now reach his target after pushing them away. Lin's enhanced basic attacks get a range boost with Malefic Gun, stretching his reach by 15%. While impressive, the attack speed might not be the best fit for Clint's burst-oriented playstyle. He might be better off prioritizing a burst item instead of Malefic Gun. Next is Ixia. Her basic 2-1 combo enables you to reach the enemy faster with her basic attacks. However, her ultimate is not included in the extended range. As you can see, the second Layla is within my yellow range, but she's not receiving damage. I was kinda expecting the range to increase since she's doing basic attacks during her ultimate. Similar to Ixia, Claude's ultimate range does not increase with Malefic Energy. It looks like skills that include basic attacks don't get the full benefit. Only his normal basic attacks gets an extra range. Next, we have the Marksmen that are quite bad with Malefic Gun. First one is Beatrix. Her first skill and second skill doesn't deal damage, which means only her ultimate can trigger Malefic Energy. She's better off with a different item. Same for Bruno. His first skill is a buff, which means he can't trigger Malefic Energy when using the skill. And his other skills need him up close, so the extended range doesn't help much. Lastly is also an example of limited damage skills. First skill only enhances her basic attacks, which means it can trigger Malefic Energy. Meanwhile, her second skill is only used when she's near the enemy, and her ultimate takes a long time to finish. It's possible if she uses her second skill on a jungle creep or minion, and then hit an enemy hero with her extended range. Ranger doesn't need it because it has attack speed, which is a wasted stat, and he already has good mobility, so no need for Zeal. Kimi's main damage source is her skills, so extending her basic attack range is not really an effective strategy. Added skills can only scale with magic power and defense, so adding physical attack is not a good idea. The extra range is nice during her ultimate, but other than that, it's a waste of item slot. As for Melissa, I'm not entirely sure if the range increase is effective. Her positioning is limited to her dolls, which means she can't be too far away from them. What do you think, Melissa means? Alright, now that we've covered the Marksman, let's see how Malefic Gun shakes things up for our fighters. Alucard gets an extended range. His passive already gives him decent range, so the extra boost is nice, but not game-changing. Here's the difference between the normal and enhanced range. With Alus, it gets interesting. Malefic Gun can be triggered automatically when his passive stacks are full, but he can always activate it with his second and ultimate skills. Will it be effective on Alus? And of course, we have Freya with her ultimate. The range increase isn't much since it's only 15%. I think it's good on certain heroes, but remember, range isn't the only thing it gives. Zeal is quite good with that 15% movement speed when doing basic attacks. It has no cooldown, so that means you can maintain the movement speed as long as you're attacking. And if you combine it with the talent Quantum Charge, you get a 45% movement speed boost. It's basically sprint on a budget. So what do you think? Which hero benefits the most from Malefic Gun? Share it in the comment section. That's all for this video. Stay safe and thank you for watching.